Wow, so I didn't know what to expect from Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind, but it was surprisingly brilliant. What is up everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind, which is the latest edition from the super enjoyable animated Mortal Kombat movie Legends series, and this time focuses on B-level characters but just balances it so well in terms of focusing on brand new storyline material along with classic characters being interwoven into that in a bit of a post-apocalyptic setting, and it just works so well, especially the Kenshi character just absolutely smashes it, and I cannot wait to break it down with you in this movie review. So when this film started, I wasn't sure when on earth it was set, but as it progresses, it's really clear that it's set decades after the previous Mortal Kombat Legends Battle Realm movie, where Shao Kahn is defeated at the hands of Liu Kang, and this time the world has now been turned into an absolute wasteland, with King Kano leading it and ruling it. And the film then explores if Kenshi and Sub-Zero can together defeat King Kano and restore some kind of normality into the world. And on that point, this film also serves as the origin storyline for the wicked Kenshi character, who always is a bit of a B-level character, but this film especially does catapult him into the main stage. And as a character, he's a bit of a blend of Liu Kang and Aladdin, and just carries this movie really, really well. And he truly is the heart and soul of this film. Now, from a positives point of view, if you played the recent games, namely Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, you are absolutely going to love the storyline, especially in the final act of this movie. And if you love all of the Mortal Kombat lore, then you're also going to really enjoy yourself, as it is so gory, it's so bloody, so many fatalities, so many signature moves that you know of these characters from the video games. And like I said, a lot of other B-level characters, and they are just so prominently put forward here, and it just works really, really well. I mean, the standard storyline that you've seen of the Mortal Kombat tournament and all of the classic characters that start off the series, we've seen all of them, and we've seen that storyline play out so many times now. So it's really nice to see something brand new while still being a part of Mortal Kombat, but just not necessarily set during the tournament. In fact, this is set decades after that, so it's really, really compelling to see something brand new being told. However, from a negatives point of view, I definitely feel like they could have done a lot more with the final twist at the end of this movie, and I would have loved to have seen a little bit more exploration in terms of what happened in between the second film and this film. But maybe they're going to do another Mortal Kombat Legends movie which really is set during that time period. But other than that, I have to say, from a storyline perspective, Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind is really, really wicked. So from a character's point of view, like I said, they blend well-known characters together with lesser-known characters, and the final result is actually really, really successful. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, we have Kenshi, who definitely is the heart and soul of this movie, and I just love this character. He is basically Mortal Kombat's answer to Daredevil, and like I said, he is a bit of a blend of Liu Kang in terms of being truly noble, wanting to save everyone, and being an absolutely formidable fighter, along with Aladdin in terms of being really cheeky, really cocky, and a bit of a ladies' man. And the blend of this just works together so well, and his character trajectory across this movie is so good. So for example, he begins as a really cocky fighter, he just wants to be the best warrior there is. Then he obviously unfortunately becomes blind, which is so heartbreaking, and then he literally is like a phoenix who rises from the ashes and is just so empowering, and is just such a brilliant character, and you're instantly with him. You just feel like he's such a cool guy in the beginning, and then when he's such a badass on the battlefield as well, especially in this post-apocalyptic setting, I feel like Kenshi is just such a brilliant character to literally shine through and to save the world as well. We've also got Sub-Zero, who's a bit of a mentor figure. He's a lot older than you typically see Sub-Zero's. Like I said, it's set decades after the first couple of movies, and he is just such a good sage of wisdom. I feel like the advice that he bestows upon Kenshi, I feel like the audience can take it as well, as it's so inspiring, and he is definitely fighting his own demons from the past, as he is a bit of a farmer now, so is this true far cry from his Sub-Zero days. And I love the partnership between him and Kenshi. Obviously he's partnered typically with the more well-known characters, but I just absolutely loved seeing him with Kenshi, and I just feel like as a pair they were just so good in this movie. We've also got King Kano, who is now ruling Earthrealm. He's never really that much of a prominent leader figure in the other movie materials or in the other video games as well, but in this film they really do make it work, and you find out how and why he was able to take over the planet as the movie progresses. And obviously the Mortal Kombat first live action movie on HBO Max really did put this character front and center. He was pretty much every person's favorite as he was just so hilarious, and they have continued that thread into this animated movie so well. We've also got Cabal, who is his kind of second in command, maybe third in command actually, and Cabal is a true badass, but is not fully unstoppable, and I love the fact that he continues using his awesome well-known weapons, and he is just able to kill so many people with that. Kira and Cobra are also with Cabal. The three triple Ks are all together in this movie, and a lot of other B-level characters that you have seen in the more recent games that form the Black Dragon, which is basically Kano's thugs. We've also got Shang Tsung in this movie, who is absolutely up to his old tricks once again, and he wants to get into the Well of Souls and uses Kenshi. So I feel like there was so much mirroring from the Jafar and Aladdin storyline, the famous storyline between those two characters, this time taking place between Shang Tsung and with Kenshi as well, except as is Mortal Kombat, is very bloody and very gruesome. A lot of other B and C level characters that are basically just fodder to be killed off in this movie, and there is an absolutely incredible special cameo in the final act as well. And so from a casting characters point of view, I have to say I was actually really impressed that they were able to bring so many B and C level characters to the forefront and just do such a good job with it. So from a visuals point of view, Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind looks absolutely brilliant. It's very inspired from the typical Japanese animation style, and it just works so brilliantly here. All of the fight sequences are absolutely incredible. Like I said, Mortal Kombat is known for its true R-rated gore and violence, and that is a plenty here, as there are so many death sequences, so many gruesome, bloody fight sequences. I feel like the creators were given full creative freedom to do whatever they wanted, and they just absolutely annihilated it, as there is so much gore and violence here. And even though it's set decades after the first two sequences of movies, it just continues that animation style, which is really great, except this time it's a bit of a post-apocalyptic setting in the wastelands, and it really does feel like the end of the world in its bleak color choices, but then all of the characters and all of their superpowers are able to shine through this. The vast majority of the characters and battle sequences is basically just physical and brute strength, but then a couple of them do have magical powers and magical weapons as well, which really does shine through. And even though we've seen so many training montages in TV shows and in films as well, I still feel like they were able to make it really individual with Kenshi and the older Sub-Zero character. And so from a visuals point of view, I have to say this film is actually looking really good. So from a comparisons point of view, I have to say this movie is actually able to definitely stand on its own. I do still prefer the first two other Mortal Kombat Legends animated movies, but that being said, Snowblind is still really great. From a blood and gore animation point of view, I feel like you can directly compare it to Invincible, Amazon TV's animated superhero movie where there is so much blood and gore. Of course, Mortal Kombat just pushes it to another level, but it is really similar to that. And like I said before, from an animation point of view, very similar to the typical Japanese anime style. As it's an apocalyptic setting, you can definitely compare it to other apocalyptic movies. And in terms of comparing it to other fighting game adaptations, I feel like it is so much stronger than anything that Street Fighter and Tekken have created. And even though, of course, it's not as Disneyfied as this film, I feel like from a training montage point of view, you can definitely compare it to Mulan as well. And so from a comparisons point of view, actually, Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind is absolutely able to stand on its own. So overall, I wasn't sure what to expect with Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind, but as it was progressing, I was just more and more hooked with this movie. I feel like the storyline narrative is really compelling. I love the fact that they did something really new and innovative with the Mortal Kombat lore and just told a brand new storyline while still having a lot of familiar aspects in there as well. And I have to say, their delivery was absolutely flawless, no pun intended. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Now, I'd love to hear what you thought of this film, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.